Man Designs. It's not a company, but an idea. Companies die, ideas live forever. The idea is to evoke emotion. If we make you feel love, hate, or anything in between, then our job is done.
It's the new kid on the vlog. We're so happy to finally say we're on our first episode. There's so much to celebrate already, right? Because I know you guys are going to subscribe and make it a point that this show is successful. Primarily because we looked around and we said, you know what, nah? When it comes to the media space, especially after talks of the CR7 campaign and who was funding it, clearly the media is captured as well, and we kind of need neutral views that are not influenced, and if anything, you're going to get them right here. Okay, so the first segment of the show, as we did mention in our promo video, if you did see it, is who's saying what. Okay, so we're in Women's Month. You might just be watching this episode a short while after Women's Month, but for us, it is currently Women's Month. And one of the things that we celebrate is the independence of women and the right of women to express themselves without experiencing what they have been experiencing, which is marginalization. But a new phenomenon, a new phenomenon is the fact that women are being suppressed by other women. So on this episode, what we're choosing to entertain is the fact that Babes Wodumo had some very, very, very odd views about Lady Zamar. Apparently, the conflict starts from way back. But what happens in this instance is Babes Wodumo's voice is heard in a video where, again, like every time when she's doing something wrong, her friends are present. And she makes mention of the fact that Lady Zamar has terrible skin, and she apparently, speaks down on people on idols, SA idols, right? So we kind of looked at a few opinions of, what people had to say about that. And one of the people that, was very staunch in speaking out against what Babes Wodumo did was a young fellow by the name of Ulasizwe. Big ups to the LGBTI community, never scared to speak, right? So Ulasizwe kind of calls Babes Wodumo into order. Babes Wodumo's response, yet again, very derogatory. Speaks down or speaks ill of, Lasizwe's sexuality. Now, the story is pretty long. Now, we're not going to delve too deep into it, but the two things that we kind of want to look at is the fact that Lasizwe, big ups to you for making your opinions known and publicly condemning Babes Wodumo. And we know that some of these things sometimes, when you do happen to have conflicting views with someone, it kind of sometimes messes up an opportunity to in future work with the person. So we are aware of the fact that, you laid some things at risk, but it's all well and good, and we thank you for your opinion. And her response, in light of what Ulasizwe said, was, something that outright attacked the LGBTI community and, attacked, again, like I did mention, Ulasizwe's sexuality. And what we would like, especially to express in this part of the show, is either one, solidarity to people's views, or, an outright condemnation of, certain views, which is exactly what we've done with Babes Wodumo's opinions. And for me, it's such a weird thing, because this is a person who does not say, no, someone has taken over my Twitter account, until she hooks us up with a young fumble. And after she fumbles, now she finds it very relevant to turn around and say, no, someone has hacked my account. Girl, sit your ass down. And we know that the response, and the many other responses that she's made, now she's having to swear at people just to, kind of add fuel to the flame, which is my account has been hacked, and she's been swearing at everyone. But what we want to say in conclusion actually to the segment is the fact that we appreciate our women. It is Women's Month, and we are definitely aware of the fact that in a lot of instances the people that are pulling down other women is a lot of times other women. And I would like to appeal especially to the camp of feminists, especially the feminists that are unapologetic, to condemn not only the marginalization that women experience at the hand of men, but the marginalization of women by other women, because that one is not an obvious element. And because it's not an obvious element, it then occurs and finds itself so comfortable in our society. But yes, this is New Kid on the Vlog. We're speaking things that matter the most. We're not here to make jokes. It's not just a vlog of jokes. This is a vlog of opinions. This is a vlog of speaking out against societal issues, right? For the youth, by the youth. And do remember again to subscribe on our channel. And we are available on Twitter as well at New Kid in the Vlog. Episode 1, baby!
I got problems, I know. Yeah, I know.
And we're coming to you live, bringing you the best of what it is to be on New Kid in the Vlog. Here we're displaying talents, man. This is the second segment of New Kid in the Vlog, and this part is called Let Your Cash Act, right? Just to give you a background of what inspired this part of the show. A lot of people, like I did mention in the promo clip, a lot of people want to participate when it comes to trends. A lot of people want to participate when it comes to, fashion. A lot of people want to participate when it comes to having gadgets and what's the most recent wave, right? But unfortunately, not all of us can afford to be where everyone, or not everyone else, where, the elite few are. So this is where I kind of look at ways to kind of get everyone on the same level. Why not? If not, why not? Are we not kids of the same Africa, right? So right now we're going to talk about two things. We're going to start with sneakers, right? Because I think that's the one wave that everyone wants to get on, because it's an everyday element. Everyone wears sneakers, right? And everyone wants to look good in sneakers, but not everyone affords the sneakers of their desires. The desire, the action. Okay, sharp. So right here beneath me now, I have, it might be dirty now, but this is an Air Max 97, right? And I'm going to tell you a little more about where I got this. This I got at Atterbury Value Mart in Pretoria, just off Mainland. Atterbury Value Mart, where if you were to buy this, it'd probably cost you a good 2,600 to about 2,700 bucks, and you would die if you found out how much I got it for. Take a while, yes. Some of you guessed right. This I got for about a grand too, 1,200 rands at the Nike factory store in Mainland. Right? There's a whole lot more, nah? Because I think if you consider yourself someone who's shopped for a decent shoe, and you thought to yourself, I don't afford an Air Max 97, you probably would have gone for something that would have cost you 1.2. But did you know that you can get yourself an Air Max 97 for 1,200 bucks? Right. And then we have a overly priced shoe. You might notice some of these are female shoes. I'm not going to tell you who they belong to just yet. Subscribe and you will find out. This is an Ultra Boost by Adidas. Now, those of you that follow Adidas would know that these sneakers are overpriced. I think primarily because of the sole, because everything else, for me, it's just a regular sneaker. And this would probably be going for anything around 2 grand to about 3 grand, right? Because there's lots of variations of the Ultra Boost, right? But we got this for an amazing $7.99. T's and C's apply. Okay, yeah, we got this for about $7.99, And by we, I'm not speaking French. I'll let you know if you subscribe who we is. And here's another for females again, because remember, this is not just about males, it's about females as well. Another Air Max 97 that we got for a really, really decent price, roughly the same amount. I think it was about 1.2 when I went shopping with the person I keep speaking in reference to when I say we. Very nice shoe, I think, very comfortable as well. And again, we're entertaining the idea of getting yourself where everyone else is in terms of the wave and the drip and the gadgets, but without having to spend as much money. I've got another shoe which I think is my personal favorite. The cut is taken from the Adidas EQT, right? Amazing. It's taken from the Adidas EQT, but it isn't necessarily an EQT, but it's something very close to it. It's also by Adidas. I like how, they suggested the three stripes without making it all that obvious. It's a very beautiful shoe, and normally you would find it for anything between 1.9 to about 2.3. I got this, guys, I kid you not, man. I got this for about $550 at Woodmead at the Adidas store. And not only did I get this, but because it was so reasonable, I got one that looks exactly like it in a different color. All right, it's also the same cut, but I like that camo feel that it has. I love the Adidas branding if you look right at the top, and I mean, it's an amazing shoe, man. You can get out there, go partying, look absolutely stunning and dripped up without having to break your balance. So these two, when I bought this for $550, I saw this, which was the exact same amount, which is about $550 as well. It takes you to about $1,000. So I managed to get these. I secured these for $1,100, and then I went on to get myself the actual EQTs, which, if you know and you follow Adidas and the pricing on their sneakers, can be quite a pricey sneaker. But again, I went back to Atterbury Value Mart because the people that I work with, I work in a very casual environment where, you don't have to wear formal. So you can hook up your drip on a daily, and you can imagine the amount of pressure one has to go through to look good every single day and have, proper drip every single day. I got these bad boys, which is the actual EQT. You might notice that the heel as well as the shape is somewhat close to the previous sneaker that I had in my hands, and this is the actual EQT as is suggested by the branding equipment by Adidas. And this would normally retail at anything between like $2,000 and about 2.5. And I got this, guys. I kid you not, guys. Guys, go out and shop reasonably. Let your cash act. I got this for about $600. Amazing, right? Yeah. And whew, guys, there's so many sneakers. Right, and these, again, when I speak of we, you would know that these sneakers might belong to that person that I speak of. And if you remember this shape, it's a Nike. If you remember this shape, it was very popular quite recently, though it is kind of dying down a bit. And I think for me, that is the height of the shopping mind. Shopping at the right moment. Shopping when the trend is dying down. Shopping when the season is fading out. Shopping when the season is coming in. Because just like if you go to a store right now, because we are in the month of August, you might be watching this episode slightly after the day today, which is Sunday, is it the 7th, 18th? I stand to be corrected, but it's August nonetheless, between the 18th and the 19th. And whenever you go to a shop at this point, you would find them selling winter wear that you can still rock because it's still quite chilly, but they're selling it as if to suggest that we're now phasing out the season, right? So if you buy it right now, you can still wear it right now, and it would be cheaper than when you were buying it at the beginning, or rather at the end or the phasing out of the summer season. Right, so we got this while it was still being phased out. The shape, I'm sure, is quite familiar to you guys. And this is a Nike. I'm not sure what it's called, but I mean, you can see the shape. It's actually an Air as well. We got this for about $480 again at the Nike factory shop in Woodmead. Truly, truly amazing. I really like this sneaker. For hers, guys, if you're looking for a birthday gift, they would never say no to sneakers. They love them. They love them. And my personal favorite, the New Balance. Now, New Balance is predominant for one thing, being overpriced and good looking at the same damn time. And this New Balance is the fresh foam, right? You would understand because of the sole why they call it the fresh foam. Very comfortable as well. And generally you would probably find this for anything between about 1.5 to about 2 grand. And this we got again at the New Balance factory shop in Atterbury Value Mart for $700, 699 bucks. Now, I know a couple of people who would, out of their budget when they generally buy sneakers, would have bought only 2 pairs from everything that I've shown you. But we have an entire collection, guys, that if you count everything, would have been less than 5 grand, right? So this is a segment of the show that is truly born out of how to make your money work for you. There's a lot more that we're going to do and that we're going to talk about. Guys, the content is amazing. What we have for you in the future episodes, man Designs. That's all I'm going to say. Subscribe again to Man Designs. That's it for this part, which speaks only about sneakers. The next time you and I speak about Let Your Cash Act, it's going to be about how to set up a vlog without, again, breaking your bank balance. And I know a lot of us are looking at these 2 bad boys and thinking to themselves, hey, Apple products, again, overpriced. But we're going to look at ways on how to get around that and make it a point that you're getting to do what you want to do. You know, setting up a small studio, setting up, you know, a vlog, getting the camera equipment, the lighting and everything without breaking your balance. It's the new kid in the vlog. Episode 1, baby.
Got problems, I know. Yeah, I know.
Nah, no man. Yo, you guys, drink. This is a part of the show that's born out of a genuine concern on the amount of binge drinking that South African youth does. Right? So, with the economy being downgraded or facing the possibility of a downgrade, remember it is the latter part of August. So whatever I say right now is because of the content that I know right now. If something different happens, don't pin it on me. But the economy doesn't suggest that the youth has space enough monetarily to spend so much money on booze. So this part of the show is actually born out of a genuine concern as to, man. So I decided to call this part of the episode Stop Binging and Start Living. Now, I'm not one to dictate who must drink or who mustn't, but I still feel like, you know, there's a more recreational approach to our drinking habits as the youth that would probably save us a whole lot more money in terms of the amount of drinking we do, and also kind of make you feel like you've achieved something and not just sit at home. All right. So, one piece of advice that I think I'd like to extend to everyone is there is no place in South Africa, I think, that does not have a hiking trail. And one of the things that makes me really express so much affection with the idea of hiking is because, you know, when you're done, you really feel like you've achieved something. And if you have a drink or two, you know, it's a recreational thing. It's not me sitting at home and drinking. And I think it's less of a health hazard than sitting at home and drinking. Secondly, one thing that I really think that we fail to do as the youth that kind of confines us to drinking in confined spaces and, you know, just doing that is the fact that I don't know whether it's a fear of discovering new things or, you know, it's somewhat a trait of laziness on our side. But you never really know that you like something until you actually do it. I remember the first time which was, it should have been last year, that I went to Bounce. I had the time of my life. I did not know that I actually enjoy trampolines so much. So, get out there, go and Google the closest rather, a hiking trail. Go and make it a point that you go check out, the nicest recreational activity around you, because trust me, you never know if you like something until you actually try it. And again, it's less of a health hazard. It is very important that we kind of look at our lifestyles as far as binging and sitting indoors is concerned, and make it more of a recreational thing if we should consume alcohol. This part of the show, like I did mention, is really born out of a concern of how much alcohol consumption is happening by the youth, or within the youth, whatever is correct grammatically. And we're gonna try and give you guys all the nice recreational activities that you can do in and around your city. There's a whole lot in terms of content, like I did promise, and this has been, and still is, New Kid in the Vlog, episode 1. I hope you guys are really loving it. We worked hard to get to where we actually are. It took us a while to actually start recording, but we are glad to have reached this point. Do follow the page at New Kid in the Vlog, and do subscribe on YouTube at Man Designs on YouTube, and make sure you follow me at chair_bang on Twitter as well. And I guess whatever responses we leverage from you guys are gonna dictate how far things go and what we're gonna say next. But for now, it is your boy, the New Kid in the Vlog. This is something that I've had to experience after I'd been knocking on doors. I remember this other time, a friend of mine, Tobanim Seleni, may soul rest in peace, him and I went for an audition. I think it was in Newtown some time back. We'd been knocking on doors trying to make this industry thing happen, and it just wasn't happening. And for me, my first experience with gatekeeping was when, in the same line that we stood in to go and audition, there were big names, Abo Kayagazi, of course Tobani was there, Pila, Madlingozi was there, a lot of many other industry names, Luto John, and there'd been a production that was spearheaded by Ukuku Zuma, if I can recall correctly, as well as Udumandrov.